Okay, so I have removed the dust cover or compressor cover, whatever this thing's called. It's got a vacuum on it. They pulled a vacuum when they assembled this new, and it had a little bit of compressor oil in here. So I don't know how much. So I just drained it all. Just let it sit on top of this bucket for a while. Let it all drain out. The manual says PAG 150, 9 ounces for the compressor, and then it goes 2 ounces, 1 ounce for the condenser, evaporators, and all that stuff. It's 15 ounces total, but because I've already got some in the system, I am going to do 12. So I've got 8 in here, and I got some remainder in here. A little shy, because I already have some in the system. I try to blow it all out as much as possible, but so I cut back on it. This is the remainder of it. Do this quick before I get dust in it. Oops. Okay, it's full. Get this cover on. That's it. Now it's time to remove this old compressor that sounds like a diesel. So I've got 3 bolts rather. 1, 2, and 3 removed, so it's loose. I've got the high pressure, low pressure disconnected. Now I've got these 2, one's ground, one's power cables. I got to disconnect. And once I disconnect them, I can pull the compressor out. So I've got these 2 disconnected. So a lot of times they get stuck on here, I guess from time the connectors, the 2 rubber kind of adhere to each other, the male and the females, and if you tug on them too hard you can do damage. So what I usually do is just get a small screwdriver and I just pry on around the surface just a little bit, spray WD-40 in it, and just kind of gently pull on it. And then when I put them together, I do dielectric grease. On everything I remove, I do the dielectric. I have some in here. Dielectric grease. So I put it on everything, so in the future it makes it easier. Now it's time to get this noisy thing out. Let's see if I could do this. There we go. Okay, here we go. It's done. It's time for a new one. So I have the new one on my handy dandy picnic table. Yeah, this doesn't make much sense walking back and forth, but my little shop at home's full of old muscle cars. So now I'm stuck out here on my other property, tinkering in the sun. So here's the old, this is already a new manifold, so I'll just switch the manifold over to this one, put a new seal on it, and start assembling again and pull a vacuum. Okay, let's install the last bolt. So we got the bolt, we've got 2 electrical connectors lubed up already with dielectric grease. I've got fasteners over here and JB Weld, and the belt I just tie it with the rope, just pull it just so that I don't have to spend a whole bunch of time fiddling around trying to get it to line up. And I've got my handy dandy wrench over here And once I'm done, I'll insert it right in here, pull it down, and insert the belt. Getting close. The nice thing about these connections is they were clocked male and female, so there's no confusion here. But obviously you line up the numbers for, trying to see here, oh, 9, can't see it, 987. So you just line up the number on each side, but this is a male and a female, and you can't go wrong. Easy to do. The hard part is going to be getting access to the nuts on the back side. There's 3 of them. That's the harder part. To get to the bolt on the bottom here, the 3rd bolt, I had to remove hose, this hose down here, and so we got 1 breather hose here, 2, just stuffed it over there. So now I'm taking this connection off so that I can get my hand down here to get access to that nut and lock washer. A little tricky. Okay, it's time to start connecting back the hoses. Long screw goes to the back, low pressure side. New seals. We just a little bit of Loctite on it. Okay, just gotta do by hand. This one, same thing. One-handed. Don't leave the tape on for too long because it gets all the glue and crap on it. Make sure there's no dust. Oops. Short screw to the high pressure side. And it's an 11. I'll figure out what the torque is later. Let's try the open end. We're getting pretty close. Then I'm gonna just do zip ties and just zip tie 'em here and here out of the way so that it's not gonna move around. Okay, it's all buttoned up, everything tightened, torqued. It's all complete, all put together. And the next step is going to be vacuum, pull a vacuum, wait an hour or so, see if it loses a vacuum, and then we'll start charging. It's now time to pull a vacuum on this compressor and see if it leaks, and then do the freon. I've already done the oil, added oil to it. So here we go. High pressure side. So I've just closed it and insert. I'm gonna just do the QD. It's just a regular QD. Put my thumb on this side, so it's on. Low pressure side. Man, these are tight. So I'm gonna do the close. Same thing. You just pull the QD to release it, so it'll open and go in. Okay, it's in. Just wiggling it. It's in. So now I'm going to open it. All the way open. I'm going to open this one. All the way open. I'm going to keep this guy closed. I'm going to open this guy. You can hear it venting a little bit. This is the can. Okay, everything's connected. So this is righty-tighty. And what happens is the high pressure is off. The low pressure is open. So it just sucks it straight out of the low side, goes into the blue. We'll pull a vacuum and you'll see ideally it goes from 0 and it goes to -30. And then you shut everything off and hold for a while, half hour or so, and see if there are any leaks, and then you can proceed. So the next step is this is open, so freon comes, the vacuum's going to get pulled on the low side, follows the blue line, goes to the yellow, and it goes to the vacuum pump. So when I turn this thing on, it'll just start sucking, and we'll come back in half hour. It's been half hour. It's -30. So I'm gonna close it, and this way I'm isolating the system from the outside. That's tight. That's tight, and those two over there are open. So now this should be sealed off with the vacuum. So this is gonna hold through here. I still got the vacuum pump going, and I'm gonna turn it off. We'll come back in about 45 minutes and we'll see if it holds -30. So I waited an hour and it's still holding -30. So I'm pretty confident this thing's not leaking. Because I only ran it for about half hour, 45 minutes just to pull a vacuum, and now I've been waiting an hour and it's holding, that's a great thing. But now I need to run it for another 45 minutes to an hour, just keep pulling a vacuum, because there's still moisture in here. Just because I did a short duration vacuum doesn't give it enough time for all the moisture to completely go to gas. So when you pull a vacuum, the dew point drops and liquids turn to gases, and they are attracted to heat. So you got to give it time for the vacuum and the heat to attract the atoms, the molecules, towards the heat. So, you know, half hour, 45 minutes is probably not enough. So I like to run it close to an hour, just to give it enough time to have the molecules go from the back, work their way forward towards the pump, because the pump is pulling and it's generating heat, so the molecules are going to come towards this pump. There isn't much movement, there's not much CFM, but it's still pulling, and you got to give it time for the molecules to work their way to the pump. So I'm just going to let it run for a while, and then I'll know for sure it's good, and then I'll start inserting freon. So I've got 4 cans and a 5th can. So it says 3 pounds 8 ounces, which is 56 ounces, which is 4.5 cans. So I've got a little scale I just bought from Target, and it converts 2 ounces. It'll convert 2 ounces, and that way I'll get half a can measured. A lot of people wing it, but you got to get a right amount of freon in it. If it's not enough, it won't perform very well, but also if you put too much, then it starts going into high pressure and turning the compressors off due to the pressure sensors because you got a high side and a low side pressure in the system. Okay, so it's been an hour. This thing's been pulling a vacuum, so it's time to turn everything off. So I'm going to isolate the compressor vacuum, shut this guy down nice and tight, nice and tight. And everything's ice. So this is pulling a vacuum on this hose, and everything's off. So when I disconnect this hose, it's gonna suck in air into this manifold. Okay, so I've disconnected the hose from the compressor to a can, have the adapter. So I'm going to now puncture the seal, and this is going to pressurize this yellow hose. You can hear it going through now. Okay. So now the problem is I've got freon and air in this line. So the way to get rid of, purge this yellow line is just let some freon out. Okay, that's quite a bit. So now I'm just going to open it. You can see it's pressurizing it. And you can see through the little window that it's sucking in liquid. We'll just watch it until it goes empty. We'll just shake it. If you do it too fast, this thing freezes because of the expansion. So don't open it too much. Just be patient. You can feel it with your hand. It's nice and warm. You can also do it out here in the sun. Keep it warm. That's why these guys are out in the sun, keeping them warm. You can hear the gas moving. Just be patient. You can see the liquid is still coming through the little window. It looks empty now. I can feel it. And the liquid stopped. So the next thing to do is to close. Make sure everything's closed. So it's closed, and I got to go through the cycle again. Take it off. Put a new can on, just like I did. Screw it in. Screw this in, puncture it, and then press my finger here to purge it. And I got to do this 5 times. Okay, the next can, same deal. You can hear it, gas escaping. Okay, so we gotta purge this now. You can see the liquid in the window. And let's open it. You can see the gauge going up. So I like to get about 100 psi of freon before I start the car, because with the 100 it'll trigger the compressor to go on. So I'm just going to keep shaking it because I can hear the liquid coming out. Keep it in the sun. You can see it's flowing through that little window. Okay, that's another can down.